What's up, guys? Welcome to WNXR, and today we're going to be making a crossbow out of a couple of pens, some pencil parts, paintbrush, duct tape, and some rubber bands. So the materials you're going to need are one pen, one paintbrush, one rubber band, one mechanical pencil, preferably without lead, but if it does have lead, it's not a problem. You can just take it out. A knife, some duct tape, and a flexible material of some sort. So, for the first step, you're going to take the paintbrush, and you're going to remove all the bristles. So now I have the paintbrush with the removed bristles. I used my knife I basically set them down on the table and just cut all the bristles off in one fell swoop. If you need to, you can use scissors to get the remaining ones off, but it's not necessary. You can have that little nub right there. So after you're done with this, you're going to disassemble your pencil and your pen. So start by removing the end cap from the pencil, and there's going to be a little thing that's going to push up like that. You're going to cut that off. So I'm going to take my knife, and I'm simply going to slice that off. Okay. Now you're going to have that without the tip. Then you're going to remove the inner slide from the pencil, and you're going to get this. And it will still have a little black thing right here, but you're going to cut that off in the next step. So now I've cut off the little black part that we had right here, and I now have just the shaft with the eraser, preferably still intact. Not necessary, but again, it will help you. So then you're going to take this part, and you're going to make sure that it has enough room to slide back and forth in between the shell for the pencil. If it does have a paper clip thing right here, you're going to want to remove that as well. I'm not going to, because I'm going to leave it there for something extra later, but if you want to, you can. So now you're going to take the blue part of my pencil, and you're going to take your knife again, and you're going to cut off. There's a little end part right here, and you don't want that, so you're going to cut that off as well. Okay, so now I've taken off that little section that we didn't want, cut it off with my knife, and what you're going to do is you're going to take this part of the pencil that you removed earlier, and you're going to remove the eraser. This is going to leave the end of your pencil open. You should be able to see through it like that. And what this end is going to be doing is pushing the little slide from your pen, which we're about to disassemble, out the front of the barrel at speeds quick enough to penetrate, fruits or whatever you're trying to shoot at. I don't know. So what you're going to do, I remove the eraser. Now you're going to cut 2 slots on each side of this thing so that you have something to set your rubber band in. So this is what it's going to look like after you've made the slot. It's going to have a little split so that you can put your rubber band in this slot, and it'll stay there without ripping the rubber band. So you're gonna take now you're gonna take your the pen, and you're gonna disable it. You're gonna disassemble everything from the pen. So take out this is what you're gonna need later. You can throw this away. You can throw the end cap away. You don't really need any of this stuff. So you're going to want to throw all that away, and you're going to want to keep the tube, and you're going to want to keep this. But everything else can get trashed. So now we're going to come back to the eraser from the pencil that you disabled. Remember how we left this little thing off here? You're going to need that to raise up the tube a little bit so that you're not trying to struggle pulling the rubber band back when you shoot it. So you're going to take the eraser, and you're going to put it up next to the tube, and you're going to try to get about the same height as this little piece so that you can set it up on the paintbrush like this later, and it'll be elevated. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife, you're going to see how wide that is, and then you're going to cut it. Okay. So now I have a little chunk, and it's perfect to elevate this pen off of the paintbrush that we're going to attach it to later. So now what you're going to do is take your paintbrush that you've removed the bristles from. You're going to take your pen tube, and you're going to take the eraser, and you're going to glue these all together. So what you're going to want to do is place this pen about a ½ inch away from the front of the paintbrush. So about like that. And preferably right in the middle. I don't know if you want to make some kind of modification to it that you might want to put it to the side, but I would recommend doing it in the middle, as that would make it more accurate. So you're going to take some glue, and you're going to line your pencil up and put some glue right where you think it should go. And then you're going to take the eraser and move quickly, and you're going to put it right at the front, right where your pen would connect. You're going to stick the eraser down, and you're going to stick your pen down. And then once you've got it in place, make sure it's in the middle. And then before the glue dries, you're going to take your pen and you're going to lift it up a little bit. You're going to put the glue on the eraser. And then you're going to stick your pen back down. So now what you've got is your paintbrush with this thing on top of it, starting in the back, going to the front with the eraser. Should be about the same level all the way across. Now you've got your main firing tube for your crossbow. So you're going to make sure that sticks nice and good. I'm going to blow on the glue a little bit, wait till it hardens, test it, make sure it's strong. If you need to, you can add some more glue to strengthen the joints where you put it. But now what you're going to do is you're going to take your material, the flexible material, and you're going to put it up to your pen, and you're going to see how long of a piece that you want. So it's going to rest right on the eraser right here, right there, and then you're going to see, the distance that you want. The longer you go, the more towards the middle you go, the bigger your bow is going to be. The shorter you go, the more tense and strong it's going to be. So I would recommend about 3 or 4 inches, up to 5, for the bow length. So you're going to measure 5 inches, 10 inches total, and then you're going to cut it on one end, and you're going to make sure that it is 10 inches. Then you're going to stick it to your bow. So now that you cut your piece for your bow, you're going to make sure that your glue is nice and dry, and you're going to add some duct tape to it. So put a couple of pieces on your tube, wrapping all the way around the whole bow, just to make sure that it's really strong and that it keeps working for a long time. So now that I've taped my tube down, you're going to take the little rubber grip from your pen, and you're going to squeeze it in between your tube and the brush right here. You're going to squeeze it in between. So should end up looking like that. And then you're going to have the hole, so you're going to be able to see all the way through. And then you're going to glue that into place and put some duct tape on it. So now that you've done that, you're going to have this thing. It's going to be secured on there with glue. And I decided not to use any duct tape because it would have gotten in the way of the structural functioning of the gun. It would have gotten in front of the hole, so it wouldn't have been able to fire. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your stick, the piece for your bow, and you're going to put it in between the rubber piece. So you're going to slip it in like that. And you're going to get it about even as you can, and it should end up looking like that. So now your crossbow is starting to form, and it should be plenty flexible enough to be able to shoot some arrows. So after you do that, you're going to glue your bow into place, and then after you glue it into place, you're going to want to make sure that it's not covering the front of the tip of the bow like that, because if it is, then it won't be able to shoot and it might get stuck. And for the fire arrows that I'm going to show you how to make, it could possibly catch your bow on fire, and that's not fun. So now that you've done that and your glue is dried, you're going to take your rubber band and you're going to stretch it out a couple times to make sure that it's nice and loose so that it's not tight and doesn't break when it gets near the hot glue gun. And you're going to take it and you're going to set it on the end like this. You're just going to put it right there, and then you're going to duct tape it right around the shaft. Don't go around both sides of the rubber band because that'll make your bow weaker. You're only going to go around this one strand right here, and the shaft. After you tape this end onto your shaft, after you tape the rubber band onto the shaft, you're going to want to make sure that you have it top side up. This is very important because if you do it to the bottom, you're going to have to try to stretch your rubber band all the way back here, and it's probably going to break. So what I would do is take it and stretch it across like this. You're going to have to flip it over itself, all right, like that. And then you're going to stretch it all the way across and then meet it with this end. And then you're just going to hook it there, and you're going to leave it just like that. And then you're going to tape this end the same as you did this end, making sure to only do 1/2 of the rubber band. Oops, that fell off. I'll fix it later. So then you're gonna tape that there, and then that should complete the bow for your crossbow. Then you're gonna have to work on the slide that is gonna be shooting your arrows, which is gonna slide in like this, and it's gonna push it forward. So after you've done that, your bow should look something like this, with it stretched all the way across both arms and being able to stretch back like this. Then you're gonna hook it around here to keep it there for a minute, and while you prepare this, because this is going to be sliding back and forth shooting your arrows. So what you're going to do is, now that you've had this here, you're going to take it off and just set it up here. Then you're going to take this, you're going to gently slide it in, and then you're going to take the rubber band and you're going to pull it all the way back and put it in that slot that we had earlier, and it's going to go just like that. Then you're going to take this and you're going to duct tape it. You're going to duct tape the rubber band to the slider so that it can move back and forth like this. And you're going to want to, this time, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get both sides of the rubber band so that it doesn't come out while you're shooting it. So now that you've done this, your crossbow is complete and it is ready to fire. So all you got to do is pull this back and release it like that, and it will shoot an arrow out the front at wherever you're pointing it. Stick around for a couple more minutes and I'll show you how to make a flaming arrow, which is really cool for setting stuff on fire. So to make flame arrows, you're going to need some old cloth, which I've cut into a square like this, which you're then going to cut into little strips that are about 3 or 4 centimeters wide. So they're going to be pretty slim little strips. You're also going to need some alcohol. About 80% isopropyl is what you need to light fire, so it's going to need to be about that. Cut your cloth into strips, which is what I'm going to be doing right now. You're going to take that and you're going to wrap this around the end of either a slim piece of wood or a match, or matches work really good because they automatically light on fire really easily. So that's another thing that you can use for your flame sticks if you're really lazy. You can just use a match taped to an end of an arrow stick that we made earlier. So you're going to take this, you're going to wrap it around the end of one of your arrows, like so. And then you're going to wrap a super skinny layer of duct tape around the tip of this, right about here, just to hold it on there. You're going to dip this in alcohol, light it on fire, pull back through your rubber band here, through your crossbow, and that is going to send a flaming arrow flying through the air. Hope you liked my video. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment if you really enjoyed it. This is WNXR Tutorials. Thanks for watching.